welcome to episode 25 of season 4. Today with me is my good friend Josh Mirsky, who's the one of the founders of the Sounds Like Autism Podcast. So pardon me, because he is an inspiration for the Good Vibes podcast. My bad there, Josh. And he also works at Spectrum Design. So Josh, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you, and it's an absolute pleasure to be on here. You're an awesome guy, and you're a great friend of not just me, but also for Sounds Like Autism as a team. So it's a pleasure. All right, so I basically what I do is I do a couple things, but I'm mostly known by most people as co-founder of Sounds Like Autism. It's a podcast which is in the founding was to help all the little Josh and Joshettes. What that basically means is, so when I was growing up, I was late diagnosed at 13 on the spectrum, terribly bullied, all that. My mom fought the school system to help me out, but the school system just did what they did best and delayed. So, that's good old fashioned school for you. But yeah, so a lot of things. So there are lots of obstacles. And Sounds Like Autism is there so no one feels alone, because the main thing, one of the worst things is feeling that you're the only one certain way, thinking that you're the only one who thinks a certain way. That's never fun. So that's it's a real unfiltered look at life on the spectrum. But we also understand that although schools are certain, that there's also life after schools, right? Where often at age 18 or something, services, if you get them, kind of cut off, and then society kind of forgets about you. It's we only focus on the cute kids. So, but there's a whole nother world. It's employment, and employment's very important. As Sounds Like Autism, we like to re-stress that, because employment gives someone a purpose. You wake up in the morning and you're I got nothing to do, or I got somewhere to go where I'm respected and work. So proper employment is very important. And proper employment means a safe, fair work environment. So we talk about that a lot. And because we feel that, those are real keys to success. And I've worked in many areas of my life. I'm almost 28, but I have a lot of experience. I worked in, food industry, for example, and I've seen firsthand what bad employment is, what bad, placement is, and I've also seen the realities which many people go through. But I've also seen proper, where I am now, spectrum, how things are properly, when things are properly done. So I've seen both ends of the spectrum, so to say.
Yeah,
And so we use that and Dave's expertise as an educator to really hammer home different things, different techniques, and all of that. So it's really important. It's a really great podcast. I mean, I may just be a little biased, so I say it's a great podcast, but I think it's the best one out there in general. Yeah. So
you have the right to say that. I think you guys are doing a national inclusion tour right now, in which you're going into your third episode at the end of this month, which is in Louisiana. I think that's kind of a unique thing, and I think actually I'd be curious to hear how that premise came about, because I know I was sort of involved in the original planning of season 3. What was the original
yeah.
idea, but now it got totally switched. But actually, I was liking the idea of this one because it's more fun. So sort of explain a little detail on it, without giving us too
Well,
many secrets away.
well, I mean, there's we always Dave and I we're always talking and we're always thinking. That's the thing. When you're a founder of something, you're always it's your baby, and you're always thinking. When I was at Disney World last time years ago, I was looking around, and instead of thinking about the rides, I was thinking, I wonder how this operates. I wonder the efficiency of this. So it's you're never off. So Dave and I were always talking, and it's we're in New York, right? And New York, I mean, there's some services and stuff, but what about other states? We don't know, and we also know that our listener base is international. We have listeners all over, all the way even in Sydney, Australia. So we have all over, and so we know you can't just focus on New York and or Hollywood. So we're trying to cover first all the areas of the the nation. And it's interesting to see what each one can bring to the table, and what each citizens of each state can really like do when they think. So there's been some promising stuff, and yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, again, it's like because in each different state, you have different like state governments and stuff, so you have different things that you work with and work around. But ingenuity knows no limits. So
Mm-hmm.
when if you really want something, you're gonna get it no matter what.
Oh yeah, I agree. And I think your New Jersey episode, I'll admit right away, the person, that cafe person, when they say George Mason light program, I'm like, George Mason alumni here. Obviously, that was like a great shout out for that program because it's one of those great ones out there. So I know we're dealing with our Monday crowd today. So do you have any
Yeah,
support or appreciative vibes for our Monday crowd or anybody who is having the case of the Mondays as we call it, the Garfield
absolutely
way?
yes. Mondays, honestly, I feel society's always says, "Oh, yay, it's Friday," and I honestly I think that is not the best mindset. Monday should be, because think about Monday, you got the whole week to make this the best week of your life. You could start off, you could wake up Monday, um, like with $5. Friday, a millionaire. Like this is like the way everything is it's up to you really. I mean, there are lots of obstacles, but if you have iron will, like literally nothing can stop you. I mean, look, like for example, but I mean, I'm a college dropout. I'm autistic. I got ADHD, and things like that. Um, I was told by people I'm gonna be a homeless guy in the box. I was told, I'm gonna be like some guy just picking up trash and nothing more. And now, I have a TED talk. I have right over there, you can't see it, but a proclamation from the town of Hempstead. I got a citation over here from the state. I have stuff sent to me from my friends in Hollywood, and so like literally, and that's all because you Iron Wolf. So you need to stick to it. You do not let any negative stick to you. You need to overlook it. And Mondays are your start to do that all the time. So Mondays can either be the worst day or the best day. It depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, and that actually is a very good, also positive and uplifting vibe simultaneously there. So I think the throw in, because that's your positive uplifting vibe and server appreciation supportive vibe. But yeah, like anyone you want to give a server appreciation supportive vibe shout out to, like
Well, yeah, of course. Like always, I get my mother, because really, if it wasn't for her, I would not be where I am today. That woman like fights like I've never seen anyone. I mean, she does not relent when it comes to helping me, and also even with her own like work stuff. So like yeah, that's one of the reasons where I get my work ethic from. So yeah, to her.
yeah, I get mine from my mom as well, and it's kind of impressive that our parents have a strong influence on how our work ethics are. So I think you have anything else to share with our fans, like anything exciting that's going to go on for Sounds Like Autism, or what's going on next in like even like Spectrum Designs? Because I know you're a lead. I forgot the title of it already. Again,
Lead production system. Yeah.
thank you. And I know,
Well, I will with SLA. I like to keep and things like that. I like to keep them kind of like on the down low. But Spectrum, for example, again, something which I'll go back to with the Monday thing. Like you would think. So Spectrum Designs are a non for profit, and like at least 70% individuals on who work there are on the spectrum. So you would think society wouldn't trust us for big jobs, right? Well, we do things for some of the biggest corporations, not in the country, but in the world. In the world, I'm talking about. We do things which will blow your mind, and people trust so much that now we have opened up another location. So that's a sign of success right there. So it keeps we keep breaking expectations and keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and yeah, so just expanding, and yeah.
oh yeah, and I think your hat, which is the key, because your hat you're wearing is actually used design straight up on there. I actually now just noticed you actually officially have copyrighted it, which is actually a great thing there as well, because Because
Yeah.
I do remember the one time I borrowed the logo to make something, and you were like, "Cool," and then you're like, "Yeah, don't do it again." So like, I officially am no longer doing that anymore because of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you ever
Yeah,
want me,
it's copyrighted.
but it's like
But
that's one of the things you made on the floor of Spectrum Designs, and I think
yeah,
you said it to me yesterday in our first attempt of recording this is that you guys are like high quality product, and it's like you actually literally make
yeah,
sure
only.
everything's to the best.
But only because again, that goes back to like the stigmas in society are like people with disabilities can't do as good of a job. But I consider myself a stigma buster, and because when I hear that, I just I scoff on. I quite frankly I think that's stupid because why not? So at Spectrum and it's like when let's say when you get a shirt somewhere in the back of the logo you might find a couple threads. That does not happen with us because we have people who are so oriented to attention to detail because of their differences that they are able to get every micro one that you can find, some which you wouldn't even notice. So you won't get perfect quality. That's why things places like Uber, for example, that's one of the companies. Believe it or not, that's not even the biggest one we do, but Uber, for example, and stuff. And when I went to talk to Uber headquarters in Manhattan a couple years ago, I even told them that, and they're like, "Oh wow!" And they love our merchandise. We do their stuff amongst many others. So yeah, only the best because when society expects you to fail, you need to be so good that you do not just go to their standard. You need to blow them away, so they need to catch up with you. That's like the challenge you're faced with, and in my opinion, that's the challenge, and I know for sure we have exceeded that, and we continue to, and we will continue to.
Yep, and I agree with you on that. I think I will totally love to get Spectrum to sort of help me design a few things for Good Vibes, obviously. But that's, of course, if it fits into the schedule, obviously. But thank you so much for coming on again, Josh. Once again, I think,
Absolutely, it's a pleasure. I mean, again, Jerry, you're like a mega super fan of Sounds Like Autism. I mean, and it's an absolute pleasure to know you. For all you who don't know, watching, I met Jerry now over a year ago. I think he was almost a year ago,
yeah,
just about
almost a
now.
year ago. I forgot even
Yeah,
then,
and
too.
I had no idea I was gonna turn to this friendship, quite frankly, not just relationship but friendship also. And yeah, this dude is he's awesome to know, awesome to collab with, but just he's an awesome guy. So yeah, thank you for having me on. It's an absolute pleasure to represent the Sounds Like Autism podcast brand, and more, to be on here.
Yeah, so thank you so much again, Josh. So, do you want to do double fist pump this time around, bro?
Absolutely, my man.
Boop. So, thank you again for everyone tuning in. So, see you all later this week for episode 26 and 27. So, want to say goodbye with me, Josh, to our
Yeah.
fans? So,
All right, well, everyone, you all have a great day. And remember, since this is Monday, that make this the best week of your life. Don't let it. Don't be Monday. Be oh yeah Monday. Possibilities are endless.
yep. So, thank you again, Josh. So, bye, everyone.